This introduction of Kol Nidre, prelude to what we are about to experience tonight on Kristallnacht, the night of broken glass, when Germany witnessed, and Austria and other countries witnessed one of the worst outbreaks of anti-Semitism many years ago, and yet today we're not only observing Kristallnacht, but we are also today experiencing something very similar. It's a scary time for all of us, but I hope that these words and this music will give us comfort. And it's wonderful to be able to connect with this beautiful cellist from Israel, Hagit Glazer, who I was put in touch with by the head of the piano faculty at Juilliard. She was a graduate of Juilliard, and she was on faculty at Mannes School of Music, and she is living in Tel Aviv right now. And in Israel, right now, the economy is in such a terrible state. It's very hard for people to make a living, even with a normal job, but, well, if you want to call being a musician a normal job, it's not normal. It's not normal. It's hard to get people to come for lessons, to be able to pay for lessons. And so it's wonderful to be able to welcome her virtually into our community and for her to play. And I hope that one day she is able to play for us live here at Stephen Wise. But Israelis need our support. Buy Israeli products. There are many fairs around town where they're selling Israeli products. Do what you can to support Israelis. And so it's with these words that we begin our program. And we're welcoming everyone together into this holy, special, sacred place with the words that we normally do on Shabbat, but we're going to do it now. Shalom Aleichem. You know that text, everyone? We don't have prayer books or song books or anything, but if you know it, please sing along with us, please. And at the organ, we have my dear friend, Dr. Ralph Seelig, who's returning, who does a great deal of touring throughout Europe, including Germany, England, and Prague, as you will see soon, playing the classical reform pieces. But this Shalom Aleichem is not from the Germanic classical reform tradition, which he's been working so hard to preserve in Europe and rejuvenate in Europe. This is from an American composer that we all know and love, Debbie Friedman. So if you know the words, please sing them with us. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bochem leshalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzechem leshalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. שלום עליכם, שלום עליכם, מלכי השרת, מלכי עליון, מי מלך, מלכי המלכים, הקדוש, הקדוש ברוך הוא. Shalom Aleichem, everyone. And now for a costume change. Because Dr. Ralph doesn't like it when I'm not in costume for the Germanic music, so brace yourselves. Don't look backstage, whatever you do. It's a surprise. And this is called a mitre. Some people call it a mitre, and other people call it a kova. Okay? This mitre belonged to my late mentor, Cantor Stephen Dubov, alav shalom. So I wear it in his honor. Our program begins with Psalm 103, which many of you are familiar with this text from our High Holiday liturgy during the Yizkor service. We sing a different setting of it by the same composer, Louis Lewandowski. And Louis Lewandowski was by far the most famous synagogue composer of the 19th century. So we will continue with Enosh. This would be heard with choir normally. כחציר ימיו, כציץ השדה כן יציץ, כי רוח עברה בו ואיננו ולא יכירנו עוד מקומו, וחסד אדוני לעולם ועד עולם על יראיו, וצדקתו לבני Adonai ma'adam. God, what is man? What is mankind? We question this today. Who are we? Who are we? Lo ira ra. I will not fear evil, for you are with me. This next piece is by Albert Kellerman.
Adonai Madam Vatera Ehu Benenos Vatechas Vehu Benenos Vatechas Vehu Adam Lahevel Dama Yamav Ketzer over Lo hirara Lo hirara Kiata imari Kiata imari Shifteka omishanteka Emayena Chamuni Yenachamuni.
And we have a special guest who is joining us tonight, another special guest from Prague, who is coming into us virtually by way of video. So again, I'm going to load up another video and we will play it. This is another dear friend of ours, the chief rabbi of Prague, of the progressive Jewish community, and he will introduce himself to you. Rabbi David Maksa. God willing, this will work. There it is. Okay. And he will introduce some of our special guests, and then we will light a candle with one of our guests.
Shalom, dear friends, dear Rabbi Hirsch, dear Kenta Singer, dear Professor Selig, dear members and visitors of Stephen Weiss Free Synagogue. I am honored to have been asked to join you tonight through this video recording and share with you a few thoughts. My name is David Maksa and I am the Reform Rabbi of the Czech Republic, a small country right at the heart of Europe. I serve two communities. One of them is located in Prague, the capital, Etz Chaim, the progressive Jewish community of Prague, and one of them is in Liberec, a smaller town in the north of Czechia. In addition to it, as a convener, I am responsible for the Central European Beit Din, the only progressive rabbinic court serving Jewish communities in the Czech Republic, Hungary, Poland and Slovakia. And last but not least, I am privileged to serve on the executive board of the World Union for Progressive Judaism. I was excited when I heard that my dear friends from the WUPJ, Phyllis Dory, the chair, Rabbi Sergio Bergman, the president, and Andrew Keane, the vice chair, are visiting you today, and I would like to extend warm greetings to them as well. Tonight, we are commemorating 85 years since Kristallnacht, one of the biggest pogroms in history. It feels so distant, but at the same time so close. especially after what happened in Israel on Shabbat Simchat Torah on the 7th of October, a little more than a month ago. Again, the Jews were murdered in their homes in the most brutal way. Again, we saw burnt houses. And when I saw them, I couldn't help but think of pictures that are 85 years old and that show burnt homes, shops and synagogues. Today afternoon, I attended a commemoration event that took place in my synagogue in Liberec, the only of the destroyed synagogues in Czechia that was restored. It is significantly smaller than the original one, but it stands on the exactly same place where the old one stood. When I was sitting and waiting for the start of the service, I suddenly remembered a quotation by Amos Kenan. I believe that the Jews are the world champions at longing. And I realized that I was longing too. I was longing for the time when the old synagogue, whose tower was the tallest in the city, stood there. I was longing for the time when this old synagogue was full of people who came to pray and meet each other. I was longing for the time when we didn't have to meet there to remember the synagogue's destruction and the destruction of the lives of so many of its visitors. I so much desired that the old synagogue had never been destroyed. I would enter it and see the faces of women, men and children who couldn't live to this moment, and those who have never got a chance to be born. Unfortunately, it was only a dream, but as proven by many times in the Jewish history, longing for life won. A new synagogue in Liberec was built after decades since the destruction of the old one, thanks to the efforts of people who were longing. Let me share with you what I am currently longing for. I was born when my father was 68 years old, so someone could say that he was a kind of Abrahamic father. And there was something that made him very special. He survived the Shoah. The Shoah drastically changed everything. More than 2/3 of Czech Jews were murdered. One of the survivors described the situation after the war as follows: there was nothing, there was no threat to pick up. Many Czech Jews who had not only survived the Nazis but also 40 years of communist persecution became afraid to show their Jewish identity in public. For many of them, being Jewish became a stigma. And so for me, son of a survivor, silence was only occasionally interrupted by stories and yellowed photographs of my perished ancestors. These were the only manifestations of my own Jewish past, of rich but tragically destroyed Jewish heritage. Silence, a void. The fact is that I was longing for more, and especially after my father died when I was 11, I wanted to establish a firm connection with him and with his ancestors. And that brought me to a number of Jewish activities, and one of them was the Connection 2013 conference in Jerusalem, organized by the World Union for Progressive Judaism. And also my participation in this conference significantly contributed to my decision to become a rabbi. In 2014, I started my rabbinical studies in Potsdam, and 6 years after, I got ordained, and the whole time of my studies, I had only one dream in my heart: to come back to my country of origin and to help with the renewal of Reform Judaism here, as this was the stream that was the strongest one before the war in our country. And someone who very much helped me and who stimulated me to do more was your friend Ralph, who until now is who visits regularly Prague and other Czech cities and helps with the renewal of Jewish organ synagogue music. And when I was with him just last high holidays, and when I was standing on the bima and listening to Ralph's wonderful music and that he was playing, I realized that so much was achieved, but we have so much work to do in the future. So I would like to invite you to come to visit us, to be a part of our journey that we shape together, the journey of the renewal of Reform Judaism here in the Czech Republic. In the book of Psalms we read, Mi ha'ish hechafetz chayim ohev yamim lirot tov. Who is the man that longs for life and loves days? Let us long together for new Jewish life in the places which were supposed to be destroyed, where no Jewish life was supposed to be. Let us long for good, for peace, and for understanding and tolerance in our country and all around the world. May the memory of the synagogues that were destroyed and also of all those who were murdered remind us of what atrocities can be committed by human beings, and may they remind us of a challenge so that we never let it happen again. May we together long for life. Amen.
Amen. Now I would like to invite up Rabbi Sergio Bergman from the World Union for Progressive Judaism, President, to please come light our candle. We continue our program. You should all have programs, but for those of you following at home, I've been announcing as we go. And sometimes I'm right on with the program, and sometimes I'm not with the program. Mostly on with the program now. But we're going to be echoing those words. Mi ha'ish, we just sang Adonai ma'adam. It asks the same question, Adonai ma'adam, mi ha'ish. And now we continue with another sequence of prayers by Louis Lewandowski. Shema Kolenu, which you all are familiar with, a different setting of Shema Kolenu on the high holidays. This is a more Germanic setting. Hashivenu, which means return. Shema Kolenu means hear our voices. Hashivenu means return us. And then we will conclude with Al Tashlichenu.
Shema Kolenu Adonai Eloheinu Chosirachem Aleinu Vekabe berachamim uvratzon Estefiloseinu Ashivenu Adonai Elecha Venashuva Chodesh Yomeinu Kekedem. ורוח קודשך אל תיקח ממנו, אל תשליכנו לעת זקנה, כי כלוס כוחנו, אל תעזבנו, אל תעזבנו, אדוני אלוהינו, אל תרחק ממנו, עשה למענו לטובה, ויראו שונאיך וישושו, כי אתה אדוני עשרתנו וניחמתנו, כי לך אדוני הכנו, אתה
This next prayer is very fitting as a transition into our observance of more Israeli music and prayers. So this is still from the German tradition. Shomer Yisrael, guardian of Israel. Protect us, protect Israel. This is by Samuel Ullman.
Shomer Yisrael, Shemo sheris Yisrael, V'yal yovad Yisrael, Am Yarim Shema Yisrael, Shomer goyecha, Shemor sheris amechad, V'yal yovad goyechad, Am yachadim shimcha Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai echad. Shomer goy kadosh, Shemo sherisam kadosh, V'yal yovad goy kadosh, Am shalem Veri beshilush kedusha lekadosh.
No, I'm Israeli. This is more of an Israeli look. We transition into the Israeli section by playing what you heard as you were on the way into the room. You heard a beautiful cellist. I want you to hear her words because she's speaking to us from Tel Aviv, where there are constantly bombs and sirens going off. And I want you to hear what she says as the introduction to the prayer. I will not play the whole thing right now because we played it already at the beginning. But I want you to hear what she says, which is very, very important. And then most of you were here before. You heard the cello. Is that correct? Yes. So just trying to make sure that you hear what she said, which is equally as important. And a beautiful transition into our Israeli music.
Good evening to all of you. I'd like to say how honored I am to be playing for you tonight, and to also tell you that it has been very difficult to practice between the sirens and the bombs. My name is Hagit Glaza, and I live in Tel Aviv. Music reminds us there is beauty and humanity amidst all the horrors that are going on right now. I chose to play Kol Nidre because this is the prayer of Yom Kippur, and this terrible war started in a very similar way to the Yom Kippur War. And it was only the beginning was similar, but afterwards, of course, we all know how it developed. And for me, the Kol Nidre, and not just for me, I am assuming, is also about forgiveness. This piece that is written by Bruch, for me, starts with a prayer that comes from my heart, and it ends with a very hopeful manner in a major scale. And so it ends in a happy way. This is one of the reasons I love playing it. And now I will play. I hope to one day play for you live.
And I want to thank Hagit Glazer for participating in this, and to Rabbi David Maxa for participating in this. Having the world at our fingertips is one of the beautiful things, and having you all here is one of the beautiful things about technology and bringing us together. With that in mind, we transition to some Israeli secular music, 2 songs by Naomi Shemer. And I just can't imagine wearing my talit while I'm singing this, except on a Shabbat evening. But this is, you'll recognize these, and if you know the song, if you know the words, please sing along very loudly from your homes, from here. Al kol ele, for all these things, okay? We're grateful. We're grateful.
על הדבש ועל העוקץ, על המר והמתוק, על ביתנו התינוקת שמור אלי הטוב, על האש המבוערת, על המים הזכים, על האיש השב הביתה מן המרחקים, על כל אלה, על כל אלה, everyone, שמור נא לי אלי הטוב, על הדבש ועל העוקץ, על המר והמתוק, אז אתה כה נטוע, אל תשכח את התקווה, השיבני והשובה אל הארץ הטובה. שמור לי על זה הבית, על הגן, על החומה, מיגון, מפחד פתע וממלחמה. שמור על המאה שיש לי, על האור ועל הטף, על העיר הבשיל הוד ולנעשה. על כל אלה, על כל אלה, שמור נא לי אלי הטוב, על הדבש ועל העוקץ, על המר והמתוק, על נטע כה נטוע, אל תשכח את התקווה, השיבני ואשובה אל הארץ הטובה. מרשרש אילן ברוח, מרחוק נושר כוכב, משאלות ליבי בחושך נשמות עכשיו. אנא שמור לי על כל אלה ועל אהובת נפשי, על השוקת והבכי ועל זה השיר. על כל אלה, על כל אלה, שמור נא לי אלי הטוב, על הדבש ועל העוקץ, על המר והמתוק, על נטע כה נטוע, אל תשכח את התקווה, השיבני ואשובה אל
Don't forget the hope. The hope. Okay. Oh God, guard over my house, the garden and the walls. Keep away every suffering, fear, and war. Guard over what little I have. Don't forget the light of young children, over the fruit not yet ripened and harvested. A tree rustles in the breeze from afar, and a star falls. My heart's longing in the dark are recorded. Please guard over all these things, and over those dear to me, the silence, the crying, and this song. The next prayer, next song, it's really a prayer. Lu Yehi, which is Naomi Shemer's version of Let It Be. Yeah, it came out at similar eras. And again, if you know this, please sing along.
עוד יש מפרש לבן באופק מול ענן שחור כבד כל שנבקש לא יהי ואם בחלונות הערב אור נרות החג רואה כל שנבקש לא יהי.
Here's your part.
לא יהי, לא יהי אנא לא יהי, כל שנבקש לא יהי. לא יהי, לא יהי, אנא לא יהי, כל שנבקש לא יהי. ואם האל עומד בדרך, תן לה מילה טובה בפי, כל שנבקש לא יהי. אם נפשך למות שוערת, מפריך מייציב, כל שנבקש לא יהי. לא יהי, לא יהי, אנא לא יהי, כל שנבקש לא יהי. לא יהי, לא יהי, אנא לא יהי, כל שנבקש לא יהי. מה כל ענות אני שומע, כל שופר וכל טובים, כל שנבקש לא יהי. לא תשמע בתוך כל ערב גם תפילה אחת מפי, כל שנבקש לא יהי. לא יהי, לא יהי, אנא לא יהי, כל שנבקש לא יהי. לא יהי, לא יהי, אנא לא יהי, כל שנבקש לא יהי. בתוך שכונה קטנה מוצרת, בית קטן כגדול, כל שנבקש לא יהי. זה סוף הקיץ, סוף הדרך, תן להם לשוב הלום, כל שנבקש לא יהי.
Last time.
לא יהי, לא יהי, אנא כל שנבקש לא יהי. לא יהי, לא יהי, אנא לא יהי, כל שנבקש לא יהי.
This next prayer, you all know Mishaberach, the prayer Mishaberach. Here in the United States, it goes, Mishaberach, right? That's the version by Debbie Friedman. But there's a special Mishaberach for the IDF. I actually had the honor of performing this with 613, an a cappella group that I frequently perform with, and Chaim David Burson, the Chazan over at on the east side, Orthodox cantor. So we made a beautiful rendition of it where I led the English translation of this prayer, and he sang it. And now I'm going to attempt, if I can, to play this on the guitar. And we hold in our hearts all of the lives of those who are putting their lives on the line, all of the soldiers, the men and women of the IDF who are putting their lives on the line, not only for Israel's safety, really, but for the whole world's safety, because this must be contained and it must be stopped. Terror, there's no place for it in the world. So we open our hearts for Misha Berach.
Misha Berach לאבותינו אברהם יצחק ויעקב ויברך את חיילי צבא הגנה בישראל ויברך את חיילי צבא הגנה לישראל ויברך את חיילי צבא הגנה בישראל העומדים על משמר ארצנו וערי אלוהינו מגבול הלבנון ועד מדבר מצרים ומן הים הגדול עד לבוא הערבה היבשה באוויר ובים ויברך את חיילי צבא הגנה לישראל משברך אבותינו אברהם יצחק ויעקב ויברך את חיילי צבא הגנה לישראל ונאמר אמן.
And the next prayer is Avinu Sheba Shamayim, a prayer for the state of Israel, by Sol Zim. And you may recognize this. If you know it, sing along, please.
Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Tzur Yisrael veGohalo. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Tzur Yisrael veGohalo. Barek, barek, et medinat Yisrael, Reshit tzmichav gevulateinu, Hagen alecha, bevrat kodsheka, Le'os alecha shel ha'kodsheka. אבינו שבשמיים צור ישראל וגואלו אבינו שבשמיים צור ישראל וגואלו ונאמר אמן.
And now we rise for El Mole Rachamim. It's by Edward Birnbaum.
El Mole Rachamim shochem b'maromim hametzeh menucha nechona tachas kanafei hashchinah במעלות קדושים וטהורים כזוהר הרקיע המזהירים את נשמות כל אלה שהזכרנו היום לברכה שיהלכו לעולמם בעבור שאנו מודבים צדקה בגלל הזכרת נשמותיהם לכן בעל הרחמים יסתירם בסתר כנפיו לעולמים ויצרור בצרור החיים את נשמותיהם אדוני הוא נחלתם בגן עדן תהא מנוחתם וינוח על משכבותיהם ושלום ונאמר amen.
We remain standing for Hatikva. If you know the words, please join along.
כל עוד ברווח בנימה נפש יהודי הומייה ולפת מזרח קדימה עין לציון צופיה אות לא תקוותנו, התקווה בת שנות 2000, להיות עם קושי בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים, להיות עם קושי בארצנו,
that, we conclude our program. You're all welcome to join us for some refreshments in the lobby. And for those of you at home, good night. Am Yisrael Chai.